Once again, thank you all for being here. Moving along to our first information and only information item this evening. Oh, yeah. Fourth order. Our Bond Oversight Committee update. Dr. Dupree.
Yes, sir. Mr. Perez is going to address this report this evening. Oscar?
Thank you, Dr. Dupree. What I'd like to do is we have Joanne Gore here, and I'd like for her to go ahead and come up and give us a few words from the Bond Oversight Committee, and then I will go ahead and follow up with a presentation. She is the current chair of the Bond 2018 Bond Oversight Committee. Ms. Gore.
Good evening, Mr. Burdine, members of the board, Dr. Dupree, staff, and honored guests. My name is Joanne Gore, and I currently serve as the chairperson of the Bond Oversight Committee. Thank you for this opportunity to provide an update regarding the tasks of the Bond Oversight Committee as it relates to the 2018 bond package. The Bond Oversight Committee of Fort Bend ISD was created by the Fort Bend Board of Trustees as an adjunct to the 2014 bond issue. The Bond Oversight Committee is composed of district taxpayers chosen by trustees for their expertise in certain professions and disciplines related to the issuance of municipal bonds and the design and construction of facilities. The Bond Oversight Committee members are architects, engineers, construction managers, contractors, material suppliers, accountants, bankers, investment advisors, and others. Since the approval by the district taxpayers of the 2018 bond, the Bond Oversight Committee has met quarterly. District executives and consultants apprise the Bond Oversight Committee of updates during the meetings, including the scope and details of projects in the bond issue, timelines and sub-timelines of each project broken down by the subcategories: construction management, communication on the progress of the bond, technology, security, and financial. The remaining 2014 bond package items are also reviewed during the quarterly meetings. Members of the Bond Oversight Committee freely inquire in all aspects of the projects. All inquiries are answered openly, eagerly, and professionally by the Fort Bend ISD team and consultants. To date, the Bond Oversight Committee has developed a congenial yet arm's-length relationship with the Fort Bend ISD team. Taxpayers, Fort Bend ISD trustees, and members of the public have often attended these quarterly meetings. Total 2018 bond commitments to date represent 25% of the $992.8 million bond package. Spending appears to be on track with major construction activity taking place this summer. The goals for the Bond Oversight Committee for 2020 and 2021 are to continue to provide oversight of the 2018 bond proceeds on behalf of the Fort Bend ISD taxpayers, to be a resource where appropriate, including comments on issues and changes that may arise, to provide input for the benefit of the taxpayers, trustees, and staff of future bond considerations. May I answer any questions about the Bond Oversight Committee?
Do we have any?
All right, thank you, and it's been a privilege to work with the district in this capacity. Thank you.
Dr. Dupree is going to make a comment.
As Mrs. Gore sits down, I would like to thank her for agreeing to chair the committee. It took a few phone calls to convince her to do it. But as a CPA in our community, and she mentioned the committee is highly qualified. And I appreciate what she said about congenial but arm's length relationship with staff, because they do consistently challenge staff assumptions and the work that we're doing. So I think the work of the committee is truly honoring the integrity and fidelity of what the board has in mind by establishing the Bond Oversight Committee. So we appreciate each one, a member of that committee, and the effort they put in to attend the meetings and to give us honest, authentic feedback about our work.
Thank you, Dr. Dupree. I would like to also add that The Bond Oversight Committee is a very important story, or very important part of our story and the success that we've had. And so I wanted to thank you once again for all your hard work, as Dr. Dupree said, on behalf of the board. As a matter of fact, we spoke about this past Saturday to fellow school board members locally and or around the state about our Bond Oversight Committee and how important it is and how that builds the trust and the relationship with our community. So thank you very much. We will now convene in closed session. Okay. Oh, I was going to say that was awful quick. I'm a little confused there, yes. Thank you, Mr. Perez, please.
Thank you, sir. So I'm very happy to report, as Ms. Gore said, that this program is well underway. And as you can see from this slide, all of our architect contracts are executed. All of our job order contracts are executed. And we have 11 of our 29 either CSP or CMAR contracts that are executed to date. So we are well underway with this program. So this is our dashboard, and I'm hoping that y'all have gone out there and started getting familiar with it. But this is just a snapshot on the particular day that we were presenting to the Bond Oversight Committee. This is kind of like the stock market; it changes. So if you look at it in the morning, you look at it in the afternoon, some things move on it. But what it's telling us here is that we have 15 packets that are under design and 16 that are under procurement. There's 16 that are under construction, 3 in closeout, and 1 that is complete. And to date, we've spent a little over $120 million. We have $251 million in commitments at this particular time. This slide is one that I'm really proud of. One of the goals that the board set out with 2014, and then we expanded it to architects in 2018 bond, was that we maintain a 25% or better small business initiative. And I want to report, if you look at that center column, that we are well ahead of that. The other 2 columns, the first column is basically letting us know this is the amount and the percentage of contracts that have been awarded based on the bond, the overall bond. And then the last column is the paid to date. Those are actual dollars, 18 million that have been paid out to small businesses on the construction side, and a little over 6 million that have been paid out to architects. This is just a collage of some of our projects. As you all know, we were very proud to get into Malala over the holiday break, and it was, I told the E-team the story. I was really nervous because I tried to go ahead and disconnect over the holiday, but we were moving into a school, and it wasn't until the day after New Year's Day, actually, that I got a little nervous because I didn't have a single call. And I said, I need, something's got to go wrong, and it didn't. And so I'm very proud of everyone that worked on that particular project, my team, but also the teachers, the school principal, all of E-team. It was a team effort to make that happen, and it went seamless. We're also 10% complete on Meadows Elementary. If you have a chance and go by, you'll start seeing that coming out of the ground here fairly quickly. Neal Elementary, we are also, adding additions to each one of the wings on that building, and we're at 25% complete. And then the Lakeview Elementary rebuild is set to start this summer. After we let out, then we'll go ahead and start that project.
Moving on to communications, we have shared with the Bond Oversight Committee some of the tools that we've been using, including an animation that we put together with instructions so that the community is aware that we have a bond dashboard, and it's interactive and provides a tutorial for anyone who wants to learn more and dig deep down into the bond and get some questions answered. So we have shared that. We also have created additional videos. We know that our community enjoys learning from visual movement, so there's been an effort to create more videos and post those on our website and social media. We continue to include snippets of the progress on social media. We also had an in-depth layout in the FBISD magazine. Again, we want to make sure that we're being transparent and providing the community an update on the work that we're doing and the success of the program. And then, of course, we continue to answer any media questions that come in and be able to provide as many details as we can.
Okay, as for information technology, we completed deploy all of the computer labs, library, and checkout devices. We also finished all the classrooms, campuses for phase 1. So phase 2 we are currently planning, and the deployment starts this summer. This is the first year that I did not have a principal that said, "Long, we need new technology in our campus," which is feeling good. The other thing is that we also started to look into the projector and audio refresh. That's basically replacing all of the projectors and so on and so forth. As for the MDF and IDF refresh, basically cooling down all of the closets that's currently heating up. Phase 1 is completed. We are currently going into phase 2, and that's the remainder 275 closets that we have still really high heat. As for bond, we basically are about 20% expended on 2018 bond. That's including all of the tool sets, and basically that's pretty much it right now, because we concentrate most of our effort getting the tool set out there to the classrooms.
All right, good evening. I'm behind some of you back here. So from a safety and security standpoint, in the last 14 months or so, we've installed about 7,300 of the floor-mounted door locks. They're a very popular item, so we are going to continue to find ways to install those on other doors. Window film has been installed for all the bid packs that Oscar was talking about. And I think we just have the support buildings to go from there. We want to do the classrooms and get the schools secured first. Fencing has been completed around all the portables at the elementary schools. Vehicles, 2 years worth of the 3-year package have been ordered. We've received shipment on about half of those. And so some of those are at the shop right now getting striped and outfitted with equipment. The other ones are having to be built. And so we know that VIN numbers have been issued on those, so we're waiting for those to be built, and they'll be delivered straight from the factory. The ID badges, the scholar chip, those have already started being printed at many of the schools. It's my understanding, I'm not the project manager, but it's my understanding that within the next month, all the schools and the students will have their ID badges. That's important because on the back of each ID badge is a QR code that links to our new See Something, Share Something mobile reporting platform. So we wanted to make sure those rolled out at about the same time. We have gone live with that, and next month you'll see a demonstration on that.
Thank you, and we can answer any questions that y'all may have.
Mr. Rosenthal?
Chief, while you're there, have we gotten any feedback on that app?
It just went live this week, so we
Okay.
haven't seen anything yet. What I didn't want to happen was that the app was dormant and all these ID cards go out and people try to use it and it says check back later. I think we would lose some reporting, so we wanted to make sure that went live as quick as possible.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rosenthal. Mr. Rice?
Just have a comment, and that's to say thank you, Mr. Perez and team, everybody, for executing an almost $1 billion bond program. It's not that easy to do, and there's construction projects across the entire district of many different types, and it's very impressive that we've come this far, and Godspeed, wrapping it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rice. I'd like to also thank all of our staff for making this happen. We knew that we had such a large bond. It was a lot to ask, and we're doing it, and we're doing it well. So thank you all for your hard work. I wanted to just I could thank all of you for all your hard work, but I've seen firsthand my kids come home with the school ID badges, and it's really cool to see how we're creating a culture on campus and how everyone seemed to embrace it well. And so that's a big project. And all the kids are really, really proud of the door locks, by the way. So are the parents. But thank you all very much. And anyone here in the crowd tonight, if you have not explored the bond dashboard, which is about as real time as you can get, it breaks down everything that we're doing. It's transparent. It's once again a very important part of our story and how we've been successful with transparency on our bond project. So once again, thank you all. Appreciate you being here.